Hello everybody, Keith here again. I actually feel much more like myself today. I've been and had a haircut. First haircut I've had since the start of the lockdown, so I was getting distinctly woolly for me, but now I'm much happier than I was before. My hair was, if you have a dandelion clock, well, that was it, 2 seconds after stepping outside the door, even on a calm day. So today I want to do an unboxing video for plants which I honestly never thought that I would even try to grow. They're miniatures. Got this from Burnham's, so as always Burnham's will send you a little general care sheet for stuff, which is always nice. And we've got a plant passport, which everything's got to have these days, and from that you'll see what I've bought. 3 Restrepias. They have a number of Restrepia species. These are all species Restrepias, and they are you can either buy them individually, or you can buy three of the £12 ones for £30, which is what I've done. But they've got some which are bigger again, which are £20 each. But I decided I would have a go at 3 of them. What I want to do with at least one of them is to try it in a terrarium type environment to try and keep the humidity up. Quite how I'm going to do that for the others, if it's going to end up too big, I'm not sure at this stage. But it's going to be an experiment, yet another of my experiments. You can take the man out of the research work he used to do, but then what you can't do is take him away from research as such. Now these feel quite damp, which hopefully won't be a problem for Restrepias, because as I understand it, they like to be on the damp side. So what's this first one going to turn out to be? Beautifully wrapped as always, but it's very, very wet. Now then, right, we've got quite a lot of shredded paper, so if I come over here with it and then try and right, now then, how do I get into this? Now, the advert on the site does say that if possible they will send them to you in flower, but instead of taking pot luck, I had a look at the orchids they had available and put a note with them to say I wanted 3 particular plants, and if they weren't in bloom, well, that didn't matter. So this is Restrepia sanguinea. It appears to be potted in pure moss, living moss by the looks of it, or certainly some of it's alive on the top, and that's zombie moss or what, I don't know. It's doing quite well. We've got one lovely new growth there, another one there, and another one down here. So we've got 3 new growths on that. So that, I think, has the makings of an extremely nice little plant. And the flowers on Restrepias, which I'm really looking forward to, come just from, in fact, is that a flower spike in there? I don't know. I don't know how these things flower. I thought they came out from somewhere there, but it may be that it's going to come out just below. But that is a sort of a deep red, a blood red from sanguinea, which is obviously related to blood. that feels like the pot, so it should be this way up. That's one of the ones I asked for, and I'm absolutely delighted with that one. Same again, we're going to get, unsurprisingly, we're going to get shredded paper. And this one's in a red plastic pot, but the same sized pot. I would say that that's flowered. That looks to me like a flower spike, or the remains of a flower spike just there. But again, this is a lovely plant because you've got a new leaf there, there, there and there. So I don't have any qualms whatever about the state of this one. So let's have another go at getting the sellotape off. Preferably not getting it all over my fingers, but never mind. Again, in moss. And this one is Brachypus. Now this is a little beauty. This is sort of red and yellow striped. So if that one flowers soon, and we can only keep our fingers crossed as to whether it will or it won't, I shall be very, very pleased, because that's an exceedingly pretty looking little flower from the photograph on the website. So that's all I can go by. So I will probably download the images from the Burnham website, and I will try, although I've never tried to do it before, I will try and add them to the video. But my video editing software is exceptionally basic, so it might or it might not. I don't think it'll do picture in picture, so it might have to just be a picture at the start or end of any given segment. So, right, again, not in flower, but a lovely plant. This one will be Cuprea. Which is similar to Sanguinea. It's a sort of a maroony red colour. The old sticky stuff's doing its job. I always absolutely hate trying to cut through like that, because there's always a point where you think, have I actually taken some of the plant off? And thankfully I haven't. Again, we've got 4 new growths. There's something in that sheath, I'm absolutely sure of that. I don't know how well we can see against the daylight, but I think there's something in there. Nothing in these yet, but we've got, what, 4 new growths there, and one that looks like it's flowered and dropped away. So, and yes, that's Cuprea hybrid. Oh, Cuprea hybrid, it says. Oh, well. 1-inch flowers having a mauve pink background, burgundy striping and spotted. Okay, never mind, that's fine. This is purely an experimental setup. As I say, I'm going to try and put these into a terrarium type setup to give them lots of humidity. But I think these are absolutely cracking looking little plants. But I can see why Sarah said that when I told her how big the terrarium I was planning to use was, that they might quickly outgrow it if I tried to put all 3 in at once. Well, I'll probably have to do that. Where are we? To start with, because I haven't really got anywhere else to put them. And I wasn't sure what I was going to get, if I'm being absolutely honest, because Burnhams don't give you photographs of the actual plants. But if any of you guys keep Restrepias and have any suggestions, I'll be very pleased to hear them. But I'm pleased with these. They're obviously looking really strong plants. So I'm doing their little happy dance. Now then, another thing that I found the other day, which made me do a happy dance, which has got nothing whatsoever to do with Restrepias. This is Dendrobium jenkinsii, and it was a plant that I got from Zane Rapper. I did a swap with her. I gave her 2 of my Shalob Tolkiens and a keiki of Dendrobium Harmoniolake Kumi, and she sent me 4 plants in return. There was a Phalaenopsis mannii, which is growing well. There was a Bulbophyllum fascinator, and that's finished the new growth it was putting up when I got it, and is putting roots down. There's a tiny little Tolumnia hawksiana, which is putting out new growths. And now this I did not have any idea how to get. It's a true miniature. You can see how tiny it is. But the where are we? Try and get it so you can see. These are nicely plumped. Zane did say that not to worry. The canes on this often look like raisins, was her exact expression. But it's putting new growths out. And I've just seen another one. I know I've got 2. There's one just down in there at the end of my thing, just poking out from underneath this one, just there. And now we've got to come round this side, and I'll ease that leaf away. And we've got another 2, because there's one just on top of the moss, just there, and there's one just inside. Not sure how close I can get and have this thing still stay in focus, but we've actually got 2 new growths, so 3 altogether. That really is something that I did not expect to see, and we've got new roots showing up elsewhere. So that's Dendrobium jenkinsii. So that's something that I'm keeping that in a very, very unusual way for me. This is something that you'd normally mount and only mount, and mounts really are not something I can handle very easily. So if you go back and have a look what I did with this, it's in one of my earlier videos from about a month or 6 weeks ago. I filled the pot up with bark and then put a layer of moss over the top, and I basically keep the moss moist with that for it to drain, and clearly it's a very happy plant. So with that, I'll thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.